Going live. Waiting for YouTube. All right, cool. According to this, says we're live. I've got YouTube popped up. Hi, all. Oh, that was bad. Oops. Well, it's kind of dork speak. I don't know what that official name is. Of if it's, like the lowercase, uppercase. Live. Waiting for YouTube. I don't know what that speak is. All right, cool. Anyway, hold on. According to mute mine.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Or else everyone's going to hear me twice.
Yeah, I just did that.
Boom. Right. Technically, Shahan and I was first. Just saying. Just putting that in there. I got to cheat. Anyway, hello everyone. Joey, Dex, and Drafts. I'm here with Eric L, and you just said L. Marion. Marion's here as well. Love it. So yeah, what we're doing this time, we had a tournament over the weekend, and whoever ended up winning that gets to spoil a rare in the set, an HE spicy rare, now that Eric has gotten to see it. But since it was Eric, he also has done some playtesting for Origins. He's part of the Future League, which is something you can get involved with as well by going to genesisbsc.com, and there are buttons. You can get there and be a part of the Future League and test future sets. So I figured it'd be fun to see what you've been kind of trying out and what you've been excited about seeing Origins in as little detail as we can. We'll talk about some of the spoilers probably that have been out there. Feel free to check those out on the website as well. See what you're excited about with that. Maybe talk a little bit about Phage and then show some spicy stuff as we do. But as we also do, what is more important than that is what are you drinking?
All right, well, thank you. And I'm drinking this Brooklyn Bel Air Sour.
Yeah, bring it over to the center. There we go. Center stage.
There we go.
Brooklyn Bel Air Sour.
Yes. It's Party Tartly, so I guess it's going to be tart. See how it goes.
Your camera's already drunk because it just stays blurry.
Yeah, it's a brand new camera. So sorry about that. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. What about you?
It's a Brooklyn Sour. All right.
Yeah.
It's weird. So I want to be very Colorado focused because Stanley Cup champs, Colorado Avalanche. This is the closest thing I have is a burgundy shirt. And we're out of Colorado beer. So we just have a bunch of random stuff. So I am going to Kansas City with their Kansas City Dunkel. So Munich style brown lager. Try to see on the net was real good. Oh, Jordan, you're not a loser. You got spoiled many cards. And you got to join us at the table. So you're fine. But anyway, also my glass, Fort Collins Brewery, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Fort Collins Brewery, which had decent beer, but one of the best beer cafes. Their food was spectacular. Getting the live reaction from you.
It's actually pretty good.
You were smelling it like it wasn't. You were like, is this actually, did this go sour? Or did this go bad?
It actually does have a good smell to it. It's a little tart, kind of sweet.
Okay. As sours are. Cheers, sir. Boom.
Cheers.
Yep, boss is here. Ott's in. Ott's in the room. All right. Oh, so good. First things first, let's talk about the tournament on Saturday, which was just we're in Coliseum of Fate, hanging out. What were you running in there?
So I was running. So since I play mostly Future League, I don't really play too much of the standard Genesis. So I picked the easiest deck I could find, which is it just Blitz. At least I assume it's the easiest one. Your classic, bird style aggro deck, and I had also never run in Coliseum of Fate before, but that night previously, I was actually playing with Danigans. We just tested out some games, and then so that during the tournament, I would play the Idris Blitz. Had some good games, and I was surprised. I played a one mirror match, and that was probably the closest, most intense. Came down to the wire.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who was it against?
I played 3 games. It was against Jason. Jason, who actually I think came in second at the Origins circuit.
Yeah, I think
so. If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Oh, I don't have the list in front of me. I feel bad for circuit players. I don't have... I'm just trying to remember all the Discord names that are coming in, so remembering other lists is difficult. But you also said first time with Coliseum of Fate, right? Well, maybe second, but first proper experience. By the way, for those who watch maybe later, Coliseum of Fate is the browser-based version of Genesis Battle of Champions made by the awesome Wasim. It's really hard to kind of say that name because he already put the adjective in the name. So now he just accepts, like, awesome squared Wasim. But yeah, you can find that through, it's actually done through Discord. But yeah, if you ever want to try the game. So, what'd you think of it? How do you like the Coliseum?
I was actually pretty impressed with it. You know, I'd heard good things before. But you know, obviously, you know, it's not like the full rules engine in that you have to manually lower your health, manually remove your summons. But you can put things on the stack, so you can build a stack, which is very helpful. Playing on tabletop can get a little confusing, building a stack before, and also playing in tabletop simulator, I should say, and then playing in paper, obviously, taking a stack can be difficult. Yeah. But I've had a lot of experience playing games with stacks, so not too bad.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, everything moved pretty well. You can exert your things, and then it's clear that it's exerted. You unexert everything. You can draw your cards. You know, obviously, you know, it's not fully, you know, fleshed out, you know, rules engine, everything like that. But,
the 70 hotkeys in tabletop to make things work.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's not a bad thing. It's like, it's very impressive. So I actually thought it was pretty good. And I am looking forward to when Origins goes on there. So I can play Origin with Origin cards.
Right, but being part of Future League, you got a chance to check out, or you've gotten a chance to play around with Origins a little bit. So Future League is basically our playtester group. So we, the joke that I've made is we spent kind of the early years of Genesis testing in production, like smart people do. But we always have, but now, you know, being kind of battle tested and worked out, there's Future League. There's always Future League. So you got a chance to actually play test Origins. Got a tiptoe. You and I chatted about, like, how in the world do we tiptoe? Maybe something you're most excited for in Origins. Like, you're excited to see the community embrace that.
I mean, let's see, you want, like, a specific card or a champion or just overall?
If there's a card that's been spoiled that you're excited about, let me know. If there's, like, champions you've been playing with, like, oh, this is awesome. If there's, like, a new affiliation combo you've been playing with, just what's been dwarfing you out?
I would just start with saying that I think that the designs of Origins are, like, really good. That's actually why I've been playing Future League so much. All right, I kind of got into Future League thinking, like, oh, it would be kind of cool. But then it just became, I just kept on playing and playing and, you know, building decks, because I was like, oh, these cards, you know, I don't want to, but with positively. All right, so I think the designs of Origins are, like, actually, like, a lot, you know, there's a step forward, right? There's a step forward of the game. And, like, I think the core mechanics of the game are great, and so then I see a lot of these new designs and new cards, and the new champions, and it's, like, really fun to, like, put them together, build decks with them, try to figure out how they work. I still don't know how to make some of them work, and I'll try to see what other people can do with them.
Have you got a chance to Got it. Have you got a chance to play with Phage a lot? Were you doing a lot of testing of that?
Yes, I definitely played a lot of Phage. I do like Phage a lot. I think it has a lot of good tools to be fun, and a lot of the champions are really cool as well. I think Alta and Essa are two champions I played a lot with that are both part of Phage. And those are pretty fun. So I think, let's see, it's Alta, Essa, and is it Sarah?
Mm-hmm. I have them in front of me, because I'm looking over there. I should just do it on my phone. I could look them all at my phone. Anything, like, are there any kind of concepts of Phage that you think, like, the players just gonna be like, that's really cool, that maybe we haven't seen before?
So actually...
we're trying without spoilers, so I might be reaching too far on that one.
I know, I was looking at the spoilers just to see.
I don't think we spoiled a lot of Phage.
Okay. One concept that's interesting. There's a card called Terrible Memories, which is a new card of Phage, and what card does, it says name a card, you deal X damage to target champion, and Terrible Memories awareness, where X is the total number of cards with that name in that champion's memories. And this is already spoiled on the website, so it's fine. And so what that does is it kind of punishes players for basically playing too many of one card. I think a lot of deck building in Genesis was finding the best cards at each G and putting as many as you could in there, which is fine. But sometimes there'll be two cards. One will be a 10, one will be a 9.5, and then you don't play the 9.5. And this will kind of maybe encourage you to explore more different cards and stuff like that. So I think that's one mechanic that's kind of interesting.
Nice. Yeah, I'm used to seeing in the Coliseum of Fate when I was trying decks, I was like, this card has 7 different cards in it, and there's like 10, 12, 14. Hello, Taming the Sprue. There's like a lot of people in chat, which is really cool. Hello, everyone. I got hello, Mr. Senart. I appreciate that. We got Shahan and Jordan and probably Andrew, Vetflix, the whole group. Acid's hanging out. I don't know if you actually see the Marion's hanging out. I don't know if you can see the chat as well, but
yeah,
off in the distance. Off in the distance, it's going. So, are there any cards that have been spoiled that the cards have been spoiled so far that you were really excited about? They're like, I cannot wait to watch people either deal with that or put that in decks.
Yes, let me see.
As we both aggressively pull up our respective spoiler pages.
I mean, just looking, I see Snare. Snare is great because it's kind of an answer to Chrono Walker, because Chrono Walker.
Oh God, I didn't even think of that.
Was like a kind of a swap mechanic.
I didn't even think of that.
Didn't really have any way of stopping. You couldn't stop people from leaving Chrono Walker, and now you finally have one. So I like that. I like Drawbreak and Vellum because that's we finally get card draw outside of Axon, and I think that card is going to be very good in Kasha.
I'm pulling them up as I go. I don't have every card up, so yeah. Let's see. So Drawbreak. Drawbreak is a skill. Whenever you lose health, put a counter on this card for each health lost. At the end of your turn, if it has 5 or more counters, remove them all. Draw 2 cards and discard. Yeah, that's some spicy tech right there.
Yeah. So you mix that with Kasha and a bunch of cards that spend life, and you can really trigger that a lot. So I really like that. You could really get that.
So how does it work in Future League? Do you get... I'm curious, because I don't actually know. I also don't know exactly how many people are in. Do you kind of get like some area to focus on, and then you kind of got to build a deck? Like, hey, we want you to try. Maybe you want you to focus like on these 3 heroes, or is every week just kind of a different assignment? How does that work?
So yeah, not really. We're not really given a specific assignment. We've been doing tournaments recently that Will K has been running, and those have been really fun. And we would have different deck restrictions. Like you had to build like 40 or like all Future League cards, or like 40 Future League cards and 10 non-Future League cards, or like only Future League champions or something like that. On Sunday yesterday, we just had the tournament where we built 2 decks and we had to win 1 game with each deck in a best of 3, and that was pretty fun.
I like those formats. Final Fantasy has that format of the 2 deck, have to win with both, and then they add you can't have the same card in both decks.
Ooh,
it's a pretty fun one. That way you can't just bring like 2 versions of the same deck that are supposed to win that only lose from bad luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Hopefully Will's taking notes on that one.
It's in the chat. Take notes.
But yeah, I mean, and then they'll put cards that the Future League cards. There's like different rows, and they'll put the Future League cards in one row so that we know which ones are Future League. And obviously they don't have the full art, and their names probably get changed, and obviously the text does get changed too at times.
Right.
And yeah, we just build what we want.
That's cool. That's kind of a neat experience. Also,
yeah,
try stuff out.
Yeah.
If anybody's going to break things, it's going to be players and the internet. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's kind of done that way.
Yeah, we try to break things a lot.
Yeah.
How busted can we build something is basically how we want to build decks. How consistent and fast can we kill someone, and if it's too consistent, too fast, too powerful of interaction.
I know it's probably not a thing because you're probably really focused on stuff in Future League, but have you guys found like any Origins meme deck opportunities yet? Just something so cheesy and dumb that shouldn't work, but it's hilarious to watch it work.
You have to ask somebody else for that. Unfortunately, I like winning, so whenever I build a deck, I'm like, oh, busted, can I make my deck regardless? So it's hard for me to make meme decks. I tried to make a kind of a meme deck in one of the Future League tournaments, based off a card I'm not gonna say because I don't know if they exist or not yet.
Yeah.
And it ended up just being like a very fast combo deck that was not a meme. It was very good.
Oh no. Hate when that happens. I know that the fan server has been talking about like the guys over at Refuge Gaming, they're playing around and somebody was mentioning like a Bunny Onslaught deck and now we've got the Gargantuan Rabbit to add more to the Bunny Onslaught deck, and I'm very curious about the Bunny Onslaught deck. But I've heard about, so I'm trying to figure out like meme decks. I know there's like kind of an Oops All Bunnies, like just Bunny Onslaught. I know there's like the Mario Malik Stampeding Force deck. Throughout, I don't know if you've seen any other meme decks as you played, just in any set. If there's anything like this is dumb, but you can do that.
If I recall correctly, I think Alex has played a couple of quirky decks built around cards to kind of see their interactions. So he's probably better the one to ask about meme decks.
Shahan says he doesn't know about meme, but Will had a 2-card deck that led to immediate card adjustments in Future League. I don't even want to know the story around that. That terrifies me. But like looking through the spoilers, it looks like there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of answers for things is kind of something I'm noticing, and a lot of different ways to do things between like adding like warp, and there's some stuff like snare. Is that something that you've kind of seen throughout? Was just like, wow, this is just a lot of answers for stuff. Does that change the game, or was it just kind of like, there's maybe a few, maybe they'll get used?
I mean, I think those kind of cards are what makes me interested in Future League because I like having that kind of and these kind of give that opportunity so people aren't dying on turn 2 to a bad hand. If you put these kind of reactive cards at low chi, it allows people to kind of put them in semi freely, and so they don't just get either combo killed or surrounded by a bunch of products or something like that. So I think those are great cards to have. And so I like them.
One of the fun parts of Genesis for sure. All right, so I know we can probably keep going, and we might after this, but I figure we're about 20 minutes in. Let's do some spoiler stuff. Guys in the chat, feel free to ask any questions of myself or Eric as well when it comes to things like Future League, or if there's any cards that you've seen spoiled so far and you're like, hey, how did this go? That's kind of the fun of this. That's the fun of having you here, of you know more than we do, in a sense. So a fun opportunity to get some insight. But in the meantime, there is a spoiler. I do want to get that going. I already sent it to you. First things first, actually, because now you've seen it. I think you said you played this once, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. I don't know how much you can kind of react on like if you saw it played against you and whatnot. It's kind of a hoss. It's kind of a beast, but so as we do, I'm gonna cover up my face, my chunky face with this. And I'm going to let Eric just kind of read this off of here's what the card does. And I'll put it up on screen here in just a sec. And then, we'll talk about that. And then I've got to show off the artwork. Because, of course, that's what we do. This is Dahlia. This is her time to shine. It's one of my favorite art in the set, personally. Because it's so pretty. But anyway, I'll stop. Bringing it up. Here we go. Sudden Vengeance is the card. Look at that damn art. Anyway, that you can't see me talk, so Eric, I'll let you take it away and read it off. What do we do?
Okay, all right. Sudden Vengeance. It is HE Vellum Awareness. What do you call that word? Is it far forward? I think.
I don't know.
Far
Austin, what would you call that awareness? Because I just say top row.
Top row. We'll call it top row.
1, 2, 3.
So it's a technique, maneuver, weapon melee, swift, warp. It's 25 aura or 10 energy. Move to a spot adjacent to a target in Sudden Vengeance awareness. Trigger execute. If you move because of Sudden Vengeance, then you deal 6 damage to a target adjacent to you. Yeah, so like, this is a very hard card to fully evaluate, just because it's an HE single target damage spell on top of a movement ability.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a card in the set that is sort of similar in that it's 5G, and it also is a warp, and then if you move, you deal 3 damage.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I know we got like Warp Strike. I think.
Yeah, that's Warp Strike. Yeah, exactly. So this is just like a super, souped up Warp Strike in a different color, and the flexibility of having aura or energy does make this good to have in the late game, because it allows you to pay whatever you have left.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like having a 25 aura card like an HP can be rough. We see like a 24 aura card for HP. We have Angel Retribution, which has answers, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a one shot to an angel.
Yep, which is great. We need more angel answers, which is always useful. But 25 aura for a 6/6 and all that other stuff versus 25 aura and it just deals with that, or just deals 6 damage, opposed to something that can deal 6 damage over time. But the flexibility of being able to pay energy for that does give a lot more play to it than if it's just 24 aura, which is good. Now I'm trying to think. Let's see, who would play this card? So it's probably would be maybe a fighter.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we got Kasha on the screen now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess Kasha's in the art. You might like this. It has like the movement is good, especially for for any Vellum and someone that wants to deal a lot of damage very fast.
Yeah, so I'm going to read off Kasha real quick, just so everybody kind of knows what she does. So she's got 22 health, 140 aura, so she's got the aura to burn on this thing. Looks like Bellum Chaos. As an action, target champion or summon in her awareness, which is just right in front of her, loses 1 health and you gain 1. And then as a continuous effect, whenever you play an ability that costs life, you gain a life. So she can move herself, sideswipe somebody, it looks like. And if she pops in front of someone, maybe she got a chance to knock them down. And get kind of a health swing back.
Yeah, I guess I was so focused on the card text, I didn't even look at the art. Yeah, the art is really good. Yeah. I really like, looks like Kasha slashing Satir.
Yeah, here, let me, let's bring it up proper. Let's, Is
that a lore spoiler?
So that's her in full, which I didn't actually send you because I'm a terrible human being. So you're not going to see it until you see it on YouTube. I might be able to get it in Discord, but these files are real big.
Oh yeah, you see the shadow too.
Yeah, I actually didn't even notice the shadow seeing it because there's so much going on under the card. But yeah, like the big circle swipe of everything. Yeah, Dahlia crushed it. Everybody crushed it.
Yeah.
They just crushed it this set.
Yeah, I can see like the action of it, and there's so much detail in it involved too that it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and then who'd you say? Let's see. I'm so bad. I'm trying to figure out like who's she swiping. Who are you hitting?
It's a tier, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Which is another champion. I guess I'm correct me wrong.
Yep.
But
No,
yeah, it looks like it.
That looks like Satir. Air attack, reinforce. I'm now reading your card. At the end of the round, look at the top card of your timeline. Reveal it. If it's a summon, play its beckon ability, playing the cost. Oh my god. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna get in both on. I'm gonna hide both of us here and get in on the. Oops.
Yeah.
Get in on that the art itself there.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And I guess to clarify the card more, so if there's anything in that awareness, you go to any of the 4 spots adjacent to it, and then I believe, and then if you move, then you deal 6 damage to a target adjacent to you. So yeah, you don't have to hit the thing you warp to. So it does allow you very long range. Just something you could hit something in the far right, something teleport behind it, and then hit something in front of you, which gives you what is that, like about 4 spaces of range.
Yeah.
If you have like that ability to jump. So
yeah, in a best scenario, up to left or right to.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it does give a lot of range, a lot of mobility. You know what? I gotta start trying this out. I think
I remember before we started talking, you tried. And I was like, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
It seems like that is shifting in real time.
Yeah. Well, it's always hard when you're building to fully use an HE single target damage.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw that originally, that's what I thought, but I didn't fully consider the movement aspect of it and the flexibility in pay.
Yeah. And I think that, it's still really expensive for kind of a one-time use, one-shot, potentially available thing that exists. Mm-hmm. But, if you get it off, it's no fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's no fun to be on the other end of. It's great to be on the first side of it. So yeah, I put up the whole art as well as much as I can on a wide screen of just showing the action shot, which is just nuts. It might be because I'm terrible, and I apologize that it might be a little brighter than normal. I'm sorry. I steal the full art from our big art folder. So I can put I'll put the normal card back up because these are there's a little bit more tan in them. So sorry, it's not actually how it's colored. It's more closer to this, where it looks a little bit more real. That's on me. I don't actually know, Austin, if we have an RGB art folder. If we do, I'm sorry. Whatever, it needs to be a playmat anyway. How about that?
Yeah, and that's also a good point about Assad just said. He counters Tsunami, Hellcast, and Vault Trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also counter to a lot of those big AoEs.
Yeah, because you just get out of the way. You spend a lot to get out of the way, which makes more sense, like lore-wise, of sudden vengeance. It's not surprise vengeance. It's I see you're doing something, and now it's sudden back at you. So have you said you played it once. Have you seen it used against you?
Have I seen it used against me? That's a good question. I can't remember if I've seen anyone play it against me.
I'll put myself back up here. Boom.
Let's see. Maybe Shiyan can answer that. Have we seen this played? Have we played this before?
So it says if you move. That's confusing. So it looks like Jordan's got kind of a question on that. Move to a spot adjacent. If you move because of it, then you deal 6 damage. So you kind of gotta go. Yeah, it looks very much like a counterplay, kind of a running charge. And since it's adjacent, it's just literally her swiping to the side with her big, long, chonky arms. They're chonky. They're lanky arms.
Yeah, so if you try to use this and then someone plays Snare on you, can't move, then you don't deal the damage.
Yeah.
So you have the damage is contingent on actually moving.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so if you are stuck in the spot for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason why is that if you play and in response... Oh, well, yeah. Either you saying that, it's literally just from chat. So, but yeah, that's what I'm. That's continuing what I'm talking about. It's like, man, there's just answers, answers. I like that. That creates a lot of cool interactivity. There we go, Jordan.
Yeah.
He's got it. So in the grand scheme of things, we've got, the rock, paper, scissors we tend to look at is like summoner, fighter, caster. That's kind of our little trifecta of fun. Again, as you've been playing, it's like, do you see kind of all getting like a good bump from this? A lot of new toys from it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Fighters, I think it does feel like they're getting like a really big boost. There's a lot of mobility cards that we've seen. Snare is also good because it locks your opponent down and allows you to wail on them. Fighters are definitely getting some good stuff. And then summoners, right? We have Bazin, who's one of the new champions. Mm-hmm. He is a summoner, and I think he's going to be definitely one of the strongest new champions. There's a card that's already been spoiled by Will that is Emergent Worm, and I think Bazin plus Emergent Worm is going to be a very strong combination.
Yeah, Emergent Worm is pretty impressive. So just so everybody knows, Bazin, if you guys are not seeing the spoilers, and again, if you want to see them, genesisboc.com, it's right on the front page. Bazin is a 19-150. He's got a water attack for 1, Swift, which is basically, I think, Genesis codes for look at the other ability. That's the one you care about. But as a continuous, whenever you beckon a summon, you can place it on any spot around you. So normally you just got the adjacent, top, bottom, left, right. I did that backwards. Whatever. And by around, you now get access to the corners. So that's Bazin's Spice, and then Emergent Worm, I think, he comes in, and I think the awareness is on the sides, right? And then he does damage when he comes in.
Exactly.
To the sides.
Yeah, and because of that extra summoning power, you have the ability to, play it at an angle, and then it can hit something right in front of you. So now you have your front protected, and so it gives you, a lot more maneuverability.
Yeah, or you can hit it from far away.
Or from far away.
Yeah, it's up and 2 over. Essentially, is what you can hit with the Emergent Worm.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's good. And then for Mage, we have Alta. I think Alta is going to be really fun. She has the high aura pool. She's got a pretty good action speed ability that allows her to kind of clear out the smaller summons.
I'm going to aggressively see if I can find these champions as we talk about them.
Yeah, and I think Phage has some good spells. Like Taser, which we spoiled the other day, that can go pretty well in Alta. So those are just
about to bring Alta up on the screen for everybody.
Yeah, and I guess an example for a spider would be like someone like Essa. So we have I think those are just 3 examples of the 3 archetypes that I think. And I think they all are getting good tools, and they'll be very fun to play with and kind of figure out.
So what's your sweet spot? Or do you try them all and you're fine? Or do you rock one of the 3?
Yeah, I was reading the chat and I realized why I hadn't played Seven Dimensions that much. It's because it's a very fair card and it does, a good thing that's counterplay. My sweet spot is trying to be as broken as possible and try to figure out the best way to win the game as fast as possible, or as consistently as possible, I guess. Just because I'm trying to find broken interactions. So I've played a bunch of Essa, and I've tried to build a deck that can do as much damage as possible. Alta and Bazin as well. I'd say Bazin, depending on how you build them, can either play a mid-range or combo type of style. But yeah, so I played all of them and just try to break them as best as possible. So yeah, I think if I was playing for fun, I guess this is fun, right? But if I was just playing just for purely fun, I'd like to go into Summoner, because I think having a lot of summons like really shows the strength of this game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always fun, and moving your pieces around the board. I like to play a lot of like tactics games and other grid-based card games. So that kind of plays into it.
Yep.
So we'll see. I'll probably play a lot of Bazin when or
Nice. Austin's talking about Shun, which is just a nutty card. You look at him and there's a lot going on, which is already scary. He's got a swift attack for 3, which is terrifying on its own, especially given his awareness. I'm gonna pop this up on the screen. I don't know if you got a chance to see this guy yet and how that experience has been, but this looks like a thing that exists. Swift, 20 health, 90 aura, 2 energy reduction, fire attack 3 swift as a swift, drain attack 2, so a 4 health swing as an action. But with the downside of if you didn't gain life, you lose a life. I don't know if you guys got a chance to play with this, but this looks wild.
Yeah, I played a couple games of Shun several months ago. I haven't gotten around to playing him recently, but yes, I think there was a card that was recently spoiled. It was the Hearty Soup, I believe. It was the soup card.
Yeah, the Hearty Soup from Heads or Tails got that one out the door.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's going to be amazing. It's a 3-cheat card that is almost like Game 2. It stops him from losing the life. You can kind of put it in as your filler, and it allows you to play some of those really heavy energy costs. A lot of them, because you can get that extra energy reduction.
Yeah, so Hearty Soup, if you haven't seen it, it's as an action, you can cure for 1. You or target champion or summon in Hearty Soup's awareness, which is right in front of you, gains a life. It costs a whopping 2 energy, which for Shun is free. Or as a trigger, if a champion gains health from Hearty Soup, the next energy cost they pay is reduced by 1, which gives Shun a 3 energy cost reduction. And Shun looks he looks like he's had some Hearty Soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because he's the same colors as Malik, and he's also a fighter. It depends on how good burst is, I guess, in the game, because of the less health, right? A lot less health, and the bloodthirst. But everything else is so good about him that we'll have to see.
I'm gonna make the art bigger on the screen because it's really cool, and I need an excuse to swap in Discord real quick because I just got sent the RGB file for the for the art, and I don't need people to see that. Har har. There we
go. So yeah, I mean, I think it'll depend on how many, I guess, defensive cards come out, because the base power of the champion is so strong that basically, if you can not get just burst it down, you can really just take over a game. So I do want to try them out at some point.
Well, that link sadly doesn't work for me, so I can't find the folder. I don't know why it doesn't work. So if you want to send me directly in Slack, that'd be great. So, I mean, as you've been playing, like, I look at a lot of these, like, we've seen a couple, like, Low Blow is another one of those that the community saw and, like, you're kidding. Like, that's a thing. So it kind of looks like there's really going to be some reliance on some kind of trickery in defense. I don't know if you've seen that in proper play testing, but, like, it feels like just hanging around and letting everything else do the work without something sounds like it could be a recipe for disaster. But I don't know what you've seen. I'm curious.
Yeah, I have seen. If you're not prepared for, someone to kind of jump on you and do a bunch of damage to you, then it is going to be tough. But I think that is why there's so much counterplay involved, because that way it leads to, like they said, the back and forth games. So I'd recommend bringing your movement abilities, your snares, your whatever other cards are going to be released as well, because you're definitely going to need them. But it's definitely going to lead to a lot of fun games.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Marion's getting me covered. Here we go. Thank you, Marion. Just so we can show, just to show off the art in its proper glory. Open containing folder. I'm gonna pray that like nothing is gonna get us in front of the Discord screen, because it's just so we use OBS, so that's what the flicker was you guys just saw a couple seconds ago. So like anything that shows up in front of what my Discord screen is right now is gonna show up on YouTube. So I'm like, please don't do that. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this up. I'm gonna bring this in.
I see Sid was talking about Shun. I think he'll bring something to the table that Malik couldn't. I do agree with that, right? Like same colors as Malik, also a fighter, and I think he can kind of up the power level of fighters in those colors, which is good. Plus, I think he's just a little bit cooler, like overall.
There's some cool flavor there. All right, here we go. Just because I really want to do this justice, just for especially Dahlia, just as I want to do with any of our artists, is to show that up in true RGB glory, as it looks on the card, not the big white bright thing, because I'm terrible. So that's the Sudden Vengeance art in all of its glorious wonder, awesomeness thing that exists. I don't know how what the delay is on YouTube right now.
And what I really like about this too is like we've seen a lot of art with Kasha and her like these blood claws, and now we see that you can use them pretty well.
Yeah,
so, that's good.
Like there's a lot of the art that the thing I like is that if a champion is terrifying, their art is pretty terrifying as well. There's a lot of good flavor there. And the Phage stuff is also just a lot of fun. Like I still haven't because I haven't absorbed all of the Phage stuff as far as kind of what the theme is, but spoopy. I'm gonna go with spoopy, which is like spooky, but like not holy crap spooky, just kind of freaky Addams Family spooky. So spoopy.
I mean that what was that card called? Scopophobia?
Scopophobia.
Oh, that's spooky.
That one's pretty spooky. No, I saw that one and I was like, oh man, I was really excited to have Jordan see that. And be like, because the one thing I've been doing with like creators is I send all files. I send the card and I send the art, and usually I send the art first. To just watch them react to that before they see the card itself. And that was definitely one that Jordan looked at and was like, okay, let's go. Whatever this is, I'm in.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
So I don't know. So far from the spoilers, and chat, I'm going to ask you guys this as well. Just kind of favorite art, like top 3, maybe top 1, but if there's any that you just looked at and was like, okay.
I know for me it was definitely, I believe Rope Tornado.
Rope Tornadoes are real cool.
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought I was very impressed with it. It looks really cool. You've got the summons kind of getting roped around the tornado, and kind of just shows Kasha just doing some crazy things, and that and Hellcastle, both of those very powerful Kasha cards.
Yeah, I like that. Like all of our tornadoes have things just getting sucked up in it, because Vacuuming Vortex has things getting sucked up in it as well. Yeah, Hellchasm is really dynamic. I of course just like the agony of Taser. That's why I wanted to spoil it. Asta let me choose. I was like, I'm spoiling this. I also like Snare a lot. Like I'm going through the art.
Yeah,
just the fact that it looks like morning. Like it looks like she's just up early, and she's just setting traps. She's just going. I don't know if I actually have Snare saved. Maybe I have it. I hope I have it.
Yeah, one I have to say is Alta, the Lightning Hand one. The reason is because that was the first Genesis card I literally ever saw. That got spoiled like around like the Kickstarter, just when I heard about the game, and I saw that and I was like, maybe I should look into this. Yeah, I think that one's really cool.
Yeah, I just did Alta up on the screen. So it actually got, yeah. How long have you actually been hanging with Genesis, and what got you into it?
Yeah, just literally the Kickstarter. It was the kitchen table TCG. They did him and George did an interview with someone for the Kickstarter, right during the Kickstarter. And I just happened to watch that video, checked it out, and then was it, joined the fan server, but and then I joined a newbie night, and then Will taught me how to play, and then eventually I just kept on playing. Eventually joined the Future League, and been playing ever since.
Nice. What did you play in the past? What else do you play?
I started with Magic first.
Okay.
And I played Modern a lot. I played Arena, and then I got into Flesh and Blood, which is about right when Tales, I think, got released. And then not to go too much into that, but there was like a card that got released last February that was so broken I basically quit for like 4 months.
What, in Flesh and Blood?
Yeah, in Flesh and Blood.
Starvo?
Starvo, that's right.
That's fine. He's not a problem anymore. You don't have to deal with him anymore.
That's why I started playing.
Don't make me. I'm just getting into like a bunch of art is what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a bunch of cards so that way I get the RGB versions.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I actually started increasing my play in Genesis and getting more in the Future League after that because I needed to play a card game.
I feel that. All right. So here's Rope Tornado that you were talking about. Coming in. Yeah, Volley of Arrows is gorgeous as well. I could say as Flesh and Blood, I'm Azalea. I'm a ranger. I'm a bad ranger. I get it. I accept this, but I've always been a ranger person. Like I came in here, I was like, I love Raha. Didn't do so well with Raha, but I don't know why I like rangers so much. So anytime you can do something with arrows and that kind of crap, I'm all in.
All right. Well, you're gonna really like Tashir, upcoming champion. She is very fun to play as well. I definitely recommend her. If you like Raha, I think it's a pretty easy just move over to Tashir. It's gonna be fun.
I'm just gonna keep throwing artwork in. Snare, another one I really like. I think Tashir is MG. I think we did something for MTG Nerd Girl for Tashir, as well. She's got like a custom art for it, which I'll let her spoil because it's, for lack of a better word, adorable. We're just gonna go with adorable. Yeah, let me bring up Tashir for you other Ranger fans out there.
Yeah, get all the Azalea players to play Tashir.
That's gonna be how I get people from Flesh and Blood on Genesis. It's like, hey, Azalea fans, because we have the Azalea cult. That's not a cult. It's not a cult. Hashtag not a cult. Of people who are like desperately trying to make Azalea work, and we can't. So if I can be like, hey guys, hey, we have a ranger that doesn't suck. I try real hard. I really do. Yes, that's Tashir. 2 energy reduction. Love that. Makes those bolt shots too.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I didn't even notice that. Cause I feel really bad. I feel terrible about this. Cause I didn't even realize this. Oz is gonna find this funny. So when I got my business cards, I got to pick the hero on the champion on the back. So like here's the cards that we have, and I got to pick who was on the back, and I was like, I love my Rangers, and I think that's like the only direction I gave him. So he gave me, and me being the idiot I am, just sees the bow, and I'm just like, oh, I love Raha, and I was never corrected. Now I feel a little silly. Oh, and I should. Oh shoot! I did that whole thing without actually transitioning off. So I'll show everybody again. So yeah. So we get the business cards. So this is the front of the business card, which is nothing. I get to pick the here on the back. I'm like, hey, give me Rangers, and then this is the back of my business card. And yeah, I just totally didn't even pay attention to the fact that that was not Raha. Yep. I don't pay enough attention. I'm not good at this.
Let's see the new Raha.
But I like her. Heavy range earth attack for 3 is an action from that far away. Range attack for 2, which is good. 3 in front.
Yep.
Always love the distance anyway.
That was spoiled recently is Knockback.
Oh man, yeah. Knockback looks great with that. It's like, get away, then I hit you.
Yep. Knockback. You got Vacuum Vortex or Zenith Pulse, like cards that can kind of.
Yep, you've got
pull enemies away from you.
And of course, that puts you in range of good old. Where are you? The good old volley. The volley of arrows. Here we are. That 3/4 batch of insanity, or 3x4 grid batch of insanity, that does 4 damage from afar. Pushes you in that range. I didn't look at knockback. Well, I did. I just didn't connect. Can we have judges' business cards? I paid some attention to. I made sure that my contact information was correct, Jeff. That's what was important. Which the only thing that really matters is that the email address is right, and it doesn't even have my right title anymore. And then it's also the address. I'm terrible. I accept this. I'm sorry. But
and another thing about Volley of Arrows that we were testing is the interaction with Korean. I did want to talk about Korean as well. I think.
Let me bring her up.
Yeah, because I want to encourage everyone when she releases to try to build her. Any of all the champions, new champions, she just feels like she's got the most flexibility. Not just her ability, but just like how you can build her deck. In the tournament yesterday, I tried to build a deck with Volley of Arrows, where you basically pitch up Volley of Arrows to her ability, and it gives you permanent awareness, Volley of Arrows awareness.
Oh, geez. All right, so let's pull her up real quick. There she is. So 20 health, 115 aura, 2 energy reduction. I like seeing so much of the energy reduction stuff. Her awareness is 1 in front of her. As an action, she can hit for 3. So she's already a beast on her own, but it's still an action. And then as a swift, you can readjust. So you discard 1, pay 8 aura. You lose your current awareness and gain the awareness of the discarded card. If the discarded card is a summon, then you gain all abilities from that summon this run. Yeah, oh man. So yeah, you could just discard Volley of Arrows, and she's got 3 attack for a round way off into the distance.
Yep. And it's permanent too. You keep that awareness until you use the ability again.
Let's see. Wait, if the discard runs, then you gain all the abilities. Yeah, you lose your. Okay, so you're only swapping the awareness once. Oh wow, you can get nutty with that. Because her awareness is always with that. So if you're playing other effects, they operate in that awareness as well. Woo.
Yeah. So, really great having Volley of Arrows, having tsunamis. And cards like that with the so it kind of gives you kind of a modal card almost, like you can play for the AoE or you can pitch it to get crazy awareness.
So help me. All right, so help me out rules wise. How does that work? If I'm Kareen, I've got we'll keep to Volley of Arrows. I got the Volley of Arrows 4 in front of me, and I play Tsunami. So am I basically treating myself? Does that awareness? It doesn't replace Tsunami. Does it just treat me like I exist in that space? How would that work?
No. So if you have you have Volley. What did you say again?
So I'm trying to figure out, like, if She's got the awareness of Tsunami, or she got the awareness of volley of arrows.
Okay.
And then she tsunamis.
Oh no, it only would hit right in front of you, like the.
Okay, so all right,
Yeah.
it's not overriding the awareness and treating you like you're in any one of those other spots.
Yeah, when you play another stellar technique, you're still using that stellar technique's awareness.
Okay.
That awareness is just if you're attacking, or if there's an ability that says in your awareness or something like
Okay. Got it. All right, I just wanted to make sure because I was like, that freaked me out for a second. I was like, I can snare you from 4 squares away, and that seemed mean.
Snare is a trap, so you can play it anywhere.
That's true. You can play it anywhere. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is why I don't win games, by the way. I keep showing people the games, and then I actually lose. I showed Kellen Red Zone Rogue. We spent like a couple hours a couple days ago just talking about stuff, and kicked my butt. He was Newbie Angels. I went Fang Landslide, which is probably a terrible matchup. But he baited me into wasting energy, not killing a Stone Protector, and it worked, and that did me in. I was like, crap. Well, now we're not going to play anymore, and I'm just going to tell you about what we're up to.
Nubia Angels is definitely one of the top decks out there, and it is powerful. But I like when I introduced that deck to like new players, it's actually a really good one because of that interaction with Angels and the Stone Protectors. Because it kind of helps new players learn how to Swift words, right? Mm-hmm. And you try to you force them to learn oh, I'm gonna kill your thing, and they're like, wait, can I try to do this? And then they learn.
So how do you think? All right, so let's ask. How do you think Nubia Angels? How do you think she fares with Origins coming out? How do you think, just general? How do you think the meta fares? Do you think they're gonna have to be ready for a bunch of stuff?
That's a great question. I don't know because there does seem to be a lot of answers to Angels. Right, we see Sudden Vengeance is one. Mm-hmm. Things that just deal 6 damage right off the bat. We have Hellchasm that also does 6 damage. We have Warp Strike, which will allow you, if they come at you with a Stone Protector and Angel, you just kind of move away from the attack and then kill the Stone Protector. Mm-hmm. And then you also have Snare. If they try to teleport with Stone Protector, you just snare, and then neither of them move.
Yep.
There does seem to be a lot of counterplay to it.
This is for Jeff, by the way. I just put the Akarina alt art on the screen for Jeff. So there you go, Jeff. There you go, Taming. All right.
So I think we'll see. Because I think obviously Nubia Angels will probably get some tools as well. So
sure. But the thing with Nubia Angels is to really rotate stuff, you're really losing some big things, some big hitters. That's a pretty tight deck as it is.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see. I know I'm going to probably be spending most of my deck building time building the new champions. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure there's going to be a good Nubia deck out there, a good Idris deck. I think all those 3 decks are definitely going to withstand Origins. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what the new champions bring as well.
For sure. Do you guys get it? I mean, is part of it just here's the meta deck? Build what you want with Origins. Here's the meta deck. Put the 2 up against each other. See how it does. Or you guys just kind of playing?
Yeah, we're just kind of playing. We did try that. Where we would take a meta deck and try to add some utility cards, we update it. But the issue with that is that we don't always get to fully test all the cards because sometimes you just draw, only Brooks, and then right. Well, I don't know if the new cards are good or not.
That's fair.
I guess we'll see. But we did do some testing where we would build a deck with Origins cards and then play it against current meta decks, and we tried that, and we had some interesting results. We had some new decks that would just completely stomp some of the old championship decks, and then some of the championship decks would then turn around and stomp some of the other decks we built. So
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely, meta there. There's definitely, decks that have, good and bad matchups.
Yeah.
And we're also, once the art cards get released, I'm sure the decks will get even better. So
Yeah.
we'll
I
see
mean,
how
is
it
there
goes.
is there kind of some different mindset? Like, if you see Idris, you can expect Idris splits. So you already have an element of knowing how to play against that. Um, is that kind of what you guys were seeing? Of like, I know exactly what this is, so maybe that's screwing it up a little bit.
Um, what do you mean by that? Like screwing it up?
Like, since you've seen Idris blitz so many times, that
Mhm.
you as kind of the opponent have a bit of an advantage because you know what's coming.
I see what you're saying. Um, I mean, that's the thing about Asian splits. It doesn't matter what you know. It doesn't matter if you play really well. If they draw a bunch of growth, they can keep hitting you down, play a bunch of blitz threats, and kind of beat you down. But yeah, I mean, it helps, right? You use your life total very sparingly. You don't maybe you play more defensively, um, and so that does affect it. But like when we're testing, we're not trying to necessarily shock. Maybe in a tournament we are, but like when I'm just doing it for fun, like we're not trying to shock the other person into what we're doing. We're trying to find the best possible play patterns. So we don't want to just come there and say like, oh, I got you, like try to like do some like gotcha things.
Mm-hmm.
We like allow takebacks, we allow other things, we like talk through play patterns to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that we get the proper play patterns right. So we know the full power level, full extent of the cards. Right?
Got it. So what are the things? I know we're hitting a lot, so I apologize for taking a bunch of time. But now I'm curious about the process. If you need to go, just be like, shut up, go. But I'm curious with that because I've never really done playtesting myself, and I know a lot of people kind of haven't, and they're curious what goes into that. What are the things that kind of stand out that say this is off in some way, shape, or form? Overpowered seems like it'd be easy to find. I don't know about underpowered though. Like, what stands out to you when you see a card, you try it, and you're like, "There's a problem here."
Oh man, that's a great question. So I mean, I guess first off, I'm actually taking the rest of the week off, so I have all the time in the world.
Well, you're joining us tomorrow on exploring the library.
That's right. Yeah. Be there.
So,
so yeah, overpowered is a little bit easy. There's definitely, like how fast did we win? That's definitely one of the easy ones to check.
sure.
Like what kind of counterplay is there? Like maybe I win in 2 or 3 turns, but like what cards could you have run, and how easy is it to put those cards in? What how would have sideboarding have changed this matchup? Stuff like that. And so we try to talk about that. Underpowered cards. Yeah, you're right. Underpowered is a little hard. And like I said, when I try to win and make a brutally efficient, deck that'll try to win as fast as possible. I was a Kano Blitz player.
Oh God, you're one of those. Kano Blitz. That's it. The next thing I put up is hiding your face. I'm gonna go find something.
Kano's picture. It's like my almost gut reaction to a card is like, I don't even want to play this if it's not even strong, right? And then that can be kind of an issue too, because obviously how do I know if a card's like good or not if I haven't played it? And it's hard to say. It's kind of like a gut feeling, gut reaction. And sometimes, like with some inventions, I might gloss over something like initially and then have to read it multiple times, maybe talk through. And I think that's one of the best things, you can do is talk through somebody else, because, we all have like different mindsets. We see things differently.
Sure.
And I've probably talked about like trying to be like brutally efficient. Like I like to play a lot of combo decks. One of my friends like to play a lot of control decks. So like whenever we talk about card games, it was always interesting talking to each other. So if you want to like analyze the cards, talk with somebody about it, see where it could go, what you'd use it in, the positions it's good, positions it's bad, stuff like that. And then of course test it out, see when you're happy to see it in your hands, when you're not, when it's just a dead card, how many times is a dead card, and track these certain things.
That makes sense. I'm finding what I'm going to put over your head also, by the way, and I know what I'm going to do, because I don't think people have really seen it in its glory anyway. Are there any cards that kind of been spoiled that you looked at and like, we worked on that one a lot?
Yes. So I mean, the first one that comes to mind is Emergent Worm. That is a card I played a ton of in Bazin.
All right, that's what's coming out.
So Emergent Worm, I do throw it up or something. But yeah, this card is going, like, you're gonna have to learn to deal with this card if you want to play. It's going to be played in all the Bazin decks, and it's so good. And that was a card that we played with a lot, and I played a lot of Bazin decks, trying to figure out the proper ways of building it, seeing the power level of it. Let's see, one that we did play with was actually, without going too far into it, I guess I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about.
Yeah, like don't go too far into it. Let's keep some stuff, and I'm gonna put Emergent Worm up on the screen, and that's just that way people can kind of see that. So there we go. That's up on the screen, and I'm not sorry for what I've done, which you'll see in a sec. I'm not even sorry. Not sorry.
Everyone I played with agreed with you, so it's fine.
Again, I play Ranger, so I literally can't do anything against you. So everything that I have that stalls everybody else, Kena doesn't care. All right, but anyway, we got Emergent Worm. I'm gonna I'll get my whining off the screen. So yeah, this is what we were talking about. This was Will's. I think this was Will's spoiler, if I recall.
Yeah, it's also a card that Will made too.
Yeah. Oh god, I didn't even notice that. So good job, Will. Good going. It's made by Will, art by Damian, and yeah, it's a hoss.
I will also just quickly mention a Gargantuan Rabbit as well.
Oh, we're gonna give the rabbit some love. Yes and no. I don't know how you want to do that.
Like very briefly a while back, and the only thing kind of looked at is on its fatigue trigger, which I guess when
I'll get it up here in just a sec.
If a champion is dealt damage by Gargantuan Rabbit's Earth attack, then they pay 6 energy, and I want to bring kind of just attention to why it says Earth attack as opposed to just attack. Why does it need to say Earth attack? I'm not going to say why, but there's definitely a reason for it.
God, I'm gonna throw the rabbit up on the screen. One of the things I've noticed is there seems to be a lot more fun playing with the elementals. Like I saw some of the some of the meta decks. The stuff I see in Colosseum of Fate. The elements don't seem to play as big of a factor as they do in Origins.
Yeah.
And as you've been testing, has that changed? Has that needle swung a little bit? Are you seeing like, oh, if you really do go an element, you can get some real power out of this?
Cut out.
Oh, shoot.
I couldn't hear you for a second.
Sorry. So I asked if you go full is there value in Origins? Like, is there a lot to inspire you to really go elemental?
I have tried a couple elemental decks. And so yeah, I think there is. I think there's going to be some cards that kind of really try to encourage you to play into a certain element. I don't know if any of them have been spoiled. I guess there's Electric Pillar, but that's just part of the pillar.
It's part of the pillar crew. Yeah.
So
we'll save that. Because I know we got some things that have attack, like Taser is one that has just, it's an electric attack. And then this is very much Fatigue. Which this art's nutty, by the way. Like, the closer I look at it, I'm like, why are you even approaching this?
Oh yeah, looks pretty good.
It kind of reminds me of those old. It reminds me of like 8-bit or like 16-bit RPGs when you had like the over-the-head world map, and the only thing that you can walk in was a hole that was about as big as your character, because it's just that was what you had. You couldn't really do a lot with like size and whatnot. So I figured just like you're walking around the little map, and then it's just a hole that's as big as a house, when really maybe it's just a little opening, but because you can't really zoom in on a 16-bit game, it's the only way they could represent it. It's kind of what this reminds me of.
And so on the elemental part, like there is more elemental focus, but I don't see any cards spoiled that really deal too much with it. So I don't know.
Let's save that then. That's a savings.
Yeah, we'll save that for later. That sounds good.
Yeah, we'll have to come back. We'll have to bring you back. Bring you guys back, because I know one of the things that I wanted to do is like let Origins get some breathing room, and then bring like the playtesters back and be like, is this what you expected? And see if there's like any things that you guys tested out that the community's like maybe hasn't found yet.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can only help as kind of part of the fun of doing it. I was like, you haven't seen this together. I probably would not have even looked at knockback.
Yeah,
without really looking at green.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of decks people build.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried building at least one deck of every one of the new champions, but building decks is a pretty time-consuming, long process. You've got to play a lot of games, test things out, especially with forethoughting as well.
For sure,
it's going to take a while. So really looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
and actually, to take back what I said, there is one card that kind of deals with elements, and that is Essa. Because Essa has a Earth attack, and then the Bash trigger is also based on Earth damage. So that's like the one card I see that kind of really that emphasizes elemental.
Let's go get her, because we just saw her in the rabbit, because she's the one going after the rabbit. So let me bring her up.
Yeah. So Essa first champion with 3 energy.
That's insane. That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah. She's been pretty fun. I like her. She's a very solid fighter.
Boom, incoming everybody. I'm literally like downloading these and throwing these into OBS as we talk about them. I did not have a lot of this like prepared. So there we go. There's Essa. 22 health, 85 aura, 3 energy reduction, which is insane. Awareness is right in front of her. Swift attack for 2. Whenever you deal earth damage to a champion or summon, they may pay 3. If they do not, they gain stun for this round.
Yeah. And that's pretty good. That's pretty important to do, especially if you can, you don't have to, go all in on earth, but get a little bit of earth. It creates, a little bit more pressure on your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that 3 energy, you can kind of build your deck in a way that allows you to basically never have a dead card in your hand, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah, that's fair. I like it.
Or never be stuck with cards in hand. You might have a dead card, but you can always play it, is what I mean.
Yeah, I totally understand that. So, cool. All right. So, chat one last time. If you have any parting questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out. Say anything, like what you've been excited for, anything spoiler-wise, how you feel about Sudden Vengeance. I'm going to put that back up on the screen one more time, since that was what we were actually here to do. Where are you? There we are. That's what we actually spoiled proper. For those of you who showed up late, Sudden Vengeance, far front, according to Osset, as far as what the range of that is, 8 chi. It's a warp. Move to a spot adjacent to a target in Sudden Vengeance's awareness for 25 aura or 10 energy. And then if you moved because of it, he deals 6 damage to target here or target adjacent to you, which is just nutty. But very cool. So that's what we had spoiled. Again, anybody, if you have any other questions, Eric, if you have any kind of parting thoughts or anything else that we did not talk about regarding Origins or the game, or we didn't talk about, there's a lot we didn't talk about, but
there's a lot to say, but I mean, just parting thoughts is looking forward to Origins and what kind of decks people build, especially Kyurine. I want to see what people come up with.
You've got me really thinking about her. Actually, now I'm kind of now I kind of want to see is like, how can you play with awareness? I dig that. Mm-hmm. I dig that a lot. Yeah. So always love seeing the silly kind of builds. But for anybody, just kind of final thoughts from me specifically. If you would like, please check out the Genesis fan server. If you have not, I have a link for that in the description. We do newbie nights every Saturday nights. Lord knows we just kind of also randomly play games and whatnot in there. If you are interested in being a part of Future League, that is a thing that exists. GenesisBOC.com, there's a route. I think you got to click on the game, and we got a thing on Future League. If you'd like to be a part of this journey, I don't necessarily know what like the vetting and the application process is for that, but somebody will tell you. That's me being not a very good host there. But yeah, it's one of those things where you bring in community members. Like you weren't here from like the beginning, which is really cool to be like, hey, now you're playtesting. And you've only been for a little bit, and from what I've seen from Origins, it's a blast. So job well done, guys. I can't wait to dig into it for sure. But yeah, hit up Genesis BSC, hit up the fan server as well to check us out. If you're also looking into, hey, I've got a local game store that wants to reach out, please reach out to either me. We've got like a referral program where I send your store stuff. Just let us know the store, and we'll be like, hey, somebody near you wants to play the game, wants to try it out. We want to send you an open house kit and get you guys started. So it's been a fun time. Naturally, of course, look out for the 5K or the 50K pro circuit. Anime North in like 3 weeks. Up in Toronto. I don't even know where you are. Are you able to go to any of these?
I'm living in New York City, actually.
Huh?
New York City.
Oh.
I live in New York City.
So nothing close to what we have. You're going to Canada. You can go down the coast. Yeah. You can go see George. You can go to Compete Sport.
Yeah, I was looking at Compete Sport and Dragon World up there. Both ish to me. We'll see. But yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, if anything, you gotta come out in November to Worlds in Toronto because it's gonna be a party. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a party. I know we're planning on it. Us will be mad if I say exactly why, but we got some stuff. We have some ideas.
Okay, now I have to go.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I'm gonna go with. More stuff will come out. But yeah, please share with everybody. If you're interested, if you are just like, hey, I want to get my friends in the game, I'm not sure how to do that, pop in the fan server. Please say hi to me. Please jump in. Please chat. And I'm more than happy to get you guys started. Genesis is in a really cool place right now. It's fun to see so much growth and so many new people playing, and the Discord server just buzzing. Keeping it up. But in the meantime, thank you so much for the time, for taking 80 minutes. I was only thinking like 40, half hour maybe. But whatever. I have questions. But thank you for taking the time to hang out. Thank you for all that you do with playtesting and the Future League, and subsequently kicking everybody's butt apparently in tournaments, as you did last weekend, to get here. And we'll see you. I know we'll see you tomorrow on Exploring the Library for yet more spoiler goodness.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Joey, for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Fun. Yeah, all right.
I could talk about this all day, but
I'm pretty yeah.
Oh, but I'm not actually exhausted.
Yeah, I can only imagine how this will go when the whole set is spoiled. So, but look out for more spoilers. Those are gonna be coming up. There's like a bunch coming up next week, and yeah, looking forward to it. But in the meantime, I'm saying so long. I got to do that in fashion and in style, real quick. You gonna chug it, or you got too much?
I got too much.
Okay, he's got too much. That's okay.
I just turned 30. I can't chug beer anymore.
Okay. 30. I can't chug beer either. I'm 38. So, anyway. Cheers, guys. Till tomorrow, Genesis. Check out go subscribe to their channel as well. And Exploring the Library tomorrow at 5-ish. Oh, crap. 4:30? 7 o'clock? I should know this. It's every week. I'm so bad at when ETL is.
7 Eastern.
7 Eastern, 5 Mountain, which is nothing to like most of you. 7 Eastern, that's what means stuff to you. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Great chats, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Cheers, everybody.